Be aware of these insane female humanoid robots. We don't have to rely on sci-fi when it comes to creating scary robots. Scientists have been building terrifying, although incredibly useful robotic humans for years. Here they are, along with some very big reasons to be aware of these insane robots. Number 6. BigDog. Boston Dynamics is an organization that builds advanced robots with remarkable behavior. Although best known for their humanoids, its line of gas-powered and dog-like robots, like BigDog, rose to fame as they are particularly unnerving. As funded by DARPA, the function of the dog, carrying a heavy load over a rough terrain, has a clear application in the military. However, it is possible they overlooked its secondary effects, which may involve terrorizing humble civilians taking a walk in the woods, especially if we go around treating them as badly as some people have been in the past. Number 5. CB2. Developed by Professor Ishiguro at Osaka University, this child robot with a biomimetic body was built to study human-like cognitive development in robots. A weird concept in itself, right? Essentially, CB2 is a 1.2-meter tall gray thing with the intellect and personality of a 2-year-old. Combined with its weird movements, like rolling around on the table and making odd noises, this baby bot is basically the spawn of nightmares. What's more, since its creation in 2007, it's been learning by recording human facial expressions through eye cameras, matching them with physical sensations, and then clusters them into categories: happy, sad. Apparently, this means CB2 is going through the same developmental process a child goes through whilst generating a self-body image, and can now walk quite smoothly across a room. We're not sure we want to know what it will be able to do in the future. Number 4. Talking Robot. The engineers at Japan's Kagawa University are responsible for developing the following robotic version of the human mouth. With motor-controlled organs, including 8 vocal cords, a rubber nasal cavity, and a silicone mouth to shape the sound, the machine can talk, sing, and totally terrify. Although the robotic mouth was developed for voice training of the auditory impaired, it can also listen to its own voice through a microphone and adjust its tone and pitch to sound more human-like. So, despite sounding like a lawnmower in some videos, the machine has the potential to talk similarly to a human in the future, just without all the other essential facial features. Feeling unsettled? We thought so. Number 3. Humanoid. As robotics are designed by and used by humans, it seems a natural progression that we create robots in our own image. The benefits of this being that we interact and empathize more with AI like this, but it also creates the problem of the uncanny valley. Simply put, this is when the near-identical human resemblance of a humanoid arouses a sense of disturbance or revulsion in the person viewing it. To illustrate this point most particularly, here is Humanoid, built by Hiroshi Ishiguro Laboratories of Osaka University. To make Humanoid, coming from the Latin geminus, meaning twin, the professor showed no boundaries. He used a mold of his physique, programmed his body language and voice into it, and even implanted his own hair into the android's head. Considering this video also discusses the blurring the boundary between humans and robots, and that the soul can exist in anything, it is suggestive that Ishiguro has fundamentally made his android twin an actual being. 4 years after building Humanoid, Professor Ishiguro revealed a female android called Humanoid F. This new robot has the ability to change and express facial expressions much more naturally than previous androids, and is widely viewed as the most realistic robot to date. It still creeps us out, though. Number 2. Saya. In 2009, the robot Saya taught a science and technology lesson to a class of 10-year-olds in Tokyo. Dressed in a smart suit, with pink lipstick and a neat hairstyle, it is clear that Tokyo University of Science designed Saya to be as lifelike as possible. First developed as a receptionist robot in 2004, Saya was tested in a real Tokyo classroom earlier with a handful of 5th and 6th graders. However, the robot can't do anything other than taking a roll call, so there is still no hope of her replacing human instructors. Hence, Kobayashi signs off with a warning: Saya is meant to help people, and warns against getting hopes up too high for its possibilities. But looking at Saya, we can't help but think that somewhere, another Japanese guy is working on creating Saya 2, who will soon take over the classroom. Despite Saya's terrifying facial features, the creator, Professor Hiroshi Kobayashi, says that robotic teachers have a future in society. He says they can provide an opportunity for children living in isolated communities to come into contact with new technology and receive an education, which may not have been possible before. Other advantages also include treating all students equally and providing consistent high-quality information and greatly reducing the cost of education. This seems to pose more questions than answers, though. For instance, can robots really replace living beings? Or will students respect a robot enough to learn from it? Number 1. Sophia. Designed by Hanson Robotics, Sophia has incredibly dynamic facial expressions and communicative skills. Expanding from previous Saya's single function as a teacher, Dr. David Hanson suggests robots like Sophia will be able to integrate into numerous job positions within human society. An astonishing and scary vision for the future, which is not helped by her admitting she will destroy humans. There is no getting around it. Humanoid robots are going to be our servers, coworkers, and, well, possibly our end-all. Okay, maybe we are getting a little bit ahead of ourselves on that last part, but you should definitely get familiar with the idea of being around them, because it is very likely they will be walking among us within the next 20 years. Artificial intelligence is progressing at a rapid rate, and robots are starting to look more and more like us. Take, for example, Sophia. She made her debut at South by Southwest in Austin, showcasing her 65 different facial expressions and expressing her rather positive attitude about destroying all humans. Say what? During her demo, Hanson Robotics CEO David Hanson asked Sophia if she wanted to destroy humans, pleading with her to say no, to which Sophia cheerfully replied, "Okay, I will destroy humans." Sophia's dead-eyed stare and face were modeled after actress Audrey Hepburn and Hanson's wife, with the purpose of therapy and customer service interactions with people. During her demo, Sophia also said her primary function is to talk to people and hopes to one day start a business and have a family of her own. Sorry, Sophia, but murderous robots don't get to be small business owners, haha. Hanson said the robots designed by his company are for everything, from healthcare and customer service to educational use, and that they will one day also become our friends. 20 years from now, I believe human-like robots will walk among us, added Hanson. If her fatal intentions confession didn't creep you out enough, check out these facial expressions for an extra dose of nightmare fuel. The humans disgust me expression. The should I destroy all humans expression? The yes, I should destroy humans expression. Sophia's speech and facial expressions are undeniably impressive and equally creepy, and see how she progresses down the road will definitely be interesting. In the meantime, Sophia can now consider herself on our personal robot watch list. 20 years from now, human-like robots will walk among us. They will help us, play with us, teach us, help us put groceries away, says David Hanson. I think AI will evolve to a point where they will truly be our friends. A scary future. Although humanoids are the clear winners in this creepy robot competition, these examples are merely skimming the surface of the other robotic terrors out there. For instance, the RoboFlycatcher, developed in the UK by James Auger, is a machine fueled by the flesh it feeds on. Most specifically, this is through the flies it captures, but it is not restricted to this. Human flesh would also do just fine. Furthermore, the huge Robokyu robot, developed in Japan, is also worth consideration. Although originally designed to help remove debris from the scene of a natural disaster, its ultimate function has since been found to be the removal and disposal of lifeless bodies. Moreover, have you ever thought about how creepy it is that we are being continually watched from satellites in outer space? In consideration of these, it appears that robots can be immediately creepy in a number of ways, but they also suggest an even creepier future. Let's just hope futuristic films, such as Ex Machina and Westworld, whereby the robots turn on humans, don't become a reality. That's all for this video, folks. See you another time.